Good morning, Holotable heroes, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald-headed boy, Scribble. We have made it to a brand new week, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, we're about to be galactically challenged. Today we find ourselves on Malachor facing off against ADRAD and some rebel compatriots. The global modifier is Drain Essence. Essentially, the leader gets a special ability which every time they use it, it will drain all of your own allies of 25% of their max health and their protection, but you gain 5% offense per ally that you drain this way, and then you take a bonus turn. It's quite useful, but essentially it does mean that you are going to slowly destroy your own allies. Not maybe the best thing to do, but great when the enemy does it. Grim Machinations means we've got bonuses for our Sith allies today, and this bonus is actually really strong. Essentially, whenever any of your Sith allies are going to die, you're going to be gaining additional max health and offense, and you're going to gain 50% turn meter, and you're going to recover half of your health. Also, if one of your Sith allies destroys an enemy, you're going to gain a stack of Dark Ascension, which can never be removed. Every stack of Dark Ascension will decrease the damage you take by 15% and increase the damage you deal by 30%. It is huge. The enemy has got the odds modifier. Whenever a rebel ally scores a critical hit during their turn, they have a 100% chance to attack again. This chance is reduced to 25% for bonus attacks beyond the first, but honestly, it will just feel like they will hit you forever. It's kind of like the modifier that they have in Conquest. We also can't counter them. So the feats then, we need to win with a full team of Sith, obviously, because that is the featured faction for this particular Galactic challenge. We also need to win without losing a unit, and we need to win with one light side and one dark side character surviving. We're going to start this off with some Sith without using Galactic Legends, then I'll give you some Sith with Galactic Legends, then I'll give you some options to get the rest of the feats. That sounds dandy, doesn't it? Yes, it does. When it comes to your non-GL Sith team, I highly recommend Darth Traya as a leadership. We're taking in Nihilus and Scion. Scion is really optional here. Savage and Darth Malak. Now, you could replace Scion with, say, somebody like Darth Revan or somebody like Bastila Shan Fallen. All of these options are pretty good. In fact, let's actually do that. Let's swap it with Darth Revan. Alrighty, so Raddus is usually going to open up with some nastiness out the gate. That's a little bit unfortunate. We do need to get round to our AoE fear, but you might get to a situation where both of the Jedi are going to taunt. I highly recommend getting the Isolate off on old Ben, because he's got a repeating taunt, which is rather annoying. Strip off all the taunts that we can, wonderful, and then just don't hit Raddus unless you absolutely have to, because he will gain those stacks of hope very quickly. Okay, wonderful, wunderbar. Let's see. Right, I think I'll just use the life drain on Kanan over here, and then let's get a fear. Wonderful. Nearly round to our Annihilate now. Nearly got rid of Kanan there. Let's see, let's go ahead and get Tenacity down on Raddus. Okay, so they're all pretty low health now. They're all pretty low health. Let's just increase the cooldowns right now. Work on getting Jin nice and low. And we should be okay from here. Let's just get rid of Fulcrum. Don't want to get rid of Ben just yet, because Ben will give bonus turn meter to the team, and then we'll just annihilate the Raddus now. Get rid of the Raddus. And then we just want to get rid of Jin, and then get rid of old Ben. Now, obviously, we lost a unit there, and that's quite common. You might even lose more than one unit. But as long as you can get the Annihilator from Raddus, it's generally going to be okay. So let's look at some other Sith teams. You can also do it with a full Malgus Sith Empire team. Now, these aren't the easiest teams. Obviously, you want to be using Galactic Legends if you really want an easy time. But I'm just here to give you guys a few options whilst we can. Let's try and spread a little bit of that fear, get around those taunts when we get the opportunity to. Go ahead and shock things and stun things and all sorts of good business. Now, you will most likely lose units. It's just the nature of the beast. Unfortunately, ADRAD over here does have, quite frankly, a ridiculous amount of ramping stats and crazy levels of damage. So getting rid of individual units while you can. And generally speaking, you just want to whittle people down, keep them feared, and try and get rid of Raddus when you get an opening. Obviously, the life drain from Malak does really crazy good damage, because he has got boatloads of health. Probably won't land much of the fears, because the tenacity on Raddus is absolutely insane. But as long as you get 1 or 2 life drains off on him, you're generally going to be okay. Good stuff. Oh, if you want to use full Sith and not lose a unit, I recommend going in with C. Couple of Sith Empire here. Make sure you throw in Treya so that you can actually constantly be dispelling buffs and stuff like that. You want to link ADRAD at the start because he is the chunky one that we want to get rid of, and then I'm going to link Jin. I tend to leave the tanks open. Leaving the tanks open is, in my opinion, the smartest thing because they're the ones that are going to be taunting all the time, and that just makes things annoying. Once again, we're going to isolate on old Ben. Let's decrease the cooldowns on... Who should we decrease it on? I think we'll do it on Basti. And then I want to get the tenacity down on Raddus. Okay, after that, we just want to start taking away 1 unit at a time. Just get rid of him. Alright. Wunderbar. And we'll just basic over here. We don't really want to be cycling turns with C. I don't ever use the event special ability. I don't think it's worth it. Because we're trying to, right now, survive without losing any allies. So again, I'm not going to hit ADRAD unless I absolutely have to. And we want to keep people nice and healthy too. Oh, that was a misclick there. Let's see if we can get... Misclick again. I was going to say, let's see if we can get the fear out. Now what we could do is we could just, like, life drain over here and then go after Jin. Let's see if that works. Okay, looks like that's absolutely fine. Go into ultimate here, and then we'll put on an order. Easy money. C does get the job done. You could probably do it with Lord Vader as well. Let's talk about getting 1 light side and 1 dark side. First teams up, we're going to be using Bounty Hunters, light side, dark side, Boss lead with Grief and Mando. You want Boss going first and then Grief right after. The rest of the turn meter doesn't tend to matter too much. So all we're looking for is the opening where they do not get the taunts up at the start. If that happens, great. You will find sometimes that the contract goes on Jin, sometimes it goes on Fulcrum. It's a little bit funky, but that's absolutely fine. So we're just going to go all in on Fulcrum, and we just want to try to get contract as quickly as is possible, okay? As soon as you hit that contract, everybody is going to be laughing. Let's just go ahead and see if we can strip that back, and then you just delete Raddus. And honestly, guys, that's kind of it. We'll get the taunt up, get rid of Jin, and then I guess you can go in on Fulcrum, something like that. Yeah, mass assist on Fulcrum, get rid of her. And then at this point, you probably just put it on auto. Now, you might find that Kanan is a little bit chunky, but the longer the battle goes on, you will eventually get through him. You will eventually get there. So, plus, you know, Mando will eventually get round to another Annihilate, and then he'll start yeeting out people 1 turn at a time. So in the meantime, I guess we'll just have a sip of that tea. Tea is a beautiful thing, and so's coffee. Yeet! You gotta love some of the OG teams, guys. They still have their tricks. Perfect. If you're having trouble with the Bounty Hunters, maybe you should try a Phoenix team. We're going full Phoenix here, apart from 1 unit. We're dropping out Chopper in this instance, and we're throwing in Wat Tambor to fulfill that light side, dark side requirement. So I'm just going to put the weapons tech probably on something like Sabine, I guess. They're going to open up with an AoE, and then we are just going to go to town. Target ADRAD and hit it on auto. And just shred him, essentially. Shred him, and in every sense of the word, we just want to be yeeting out people as quickly as possible. We'll be gaining quite a lot of turns here, and of course, Rex will be able to cleanse off a lot of the debuffs that we will be getting. Once you've gotten rid of ADRAD, switch that focus over to Jin, so that she cannot revive ADRAD. You may well have killed ADRAD with Sabine. If that is the case, then there will be no revives anyway. And it's probably one of the easier teams to use here, guys, because there's just a lot of damage output in this team. Once again, I'll probably just focus on Kanan. Again, Kanan will hang around for a little bit, but eventually you will chew through him. Now, the only downside of this is, of course, when you put it on full auto, Hera will use the event special ability and slowly but surely sap away all of the life of your allies, but she will be gaining offense, so that's something, right? You can take a very similar approach with Gas. Keeping Arc on the bench and using Wat over there, that will also give you a very good time here. We'll put the weapons tech on on Rex. We'll put it on Rex because Rex will be able to use that aerial advantage. We'll be able to use that form up, and that's exactly what we're looking for, okay? So let's have a look here. We'll just target people. Now, the other good thing about a 501st team, ladies and gentlemen, is that whenever anybody dies in a 501st team, that's it. You know, they're dead. Game over. They're not coming back. So we don't have to worry about the revives. We can actually just systematically take people out. which is fantastic. Again, I'm not going to focus on ADRAD because I don't want him to hit Hope. We want to try and defeat ADRAD using our aerial advantage just to take him out in one fell swoop, so try to leave him alone to the best of your abilities. Calling in gas when we can, reducing the max health of Kanan. We're only one turn away right now from aerial advantage, which is lovely. And then we'll be able to get rid of ADRAD. Ah, poor timing. Poor timing over there with Obi-Wan just giving ability block to our Rex right at the end there. That is so rude. Having the tank tech over on 5s is really, really useful as well. Yeet by ADRAD, because they might target him instead of targeting our boy Gas, which is obviously great. And then we could at this point we could probably put it on full auto. They can't do anything to us at this point, so it's a pretty straightforward and easy team to get light side, dark side, no deaths there, easy money. And that is going to about do it for today's episode of Galactically Challenged with your bald-headed boy Scribble. Make sure you like if you haven't already, and subscribe to your boy Scribe so you do not miss a thing. One huge shout out to my wonderful patrons. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you would like to support the tribe, you could do so from as little as $1 a month through my Patreon link down below. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.